Welcome to the Good, Bad and Viral show. What we are about is anything to do with social media, anything that you want to learn about social media for business. We'll discuss the interesting campaigns, the great campaigns, the bad campaigns, the viral campaigns, but also techniques. So what I have here is Pat Gutka, who's the marketing guru from Curate Bee Digital.
Thanks, Sandra.
And we have Sean from North Sydney Times. I'm sorry, I can never pronounce Sean's last name.
Sean Krubler.
Who's the editor of North Sydney Times, and I'm the host of Good, Bad, Viral, and my name is Sandra D'Souza. So, now, today we're not going to do video campaigns. We're going to approach it slightly different. We're going to talk about a couple of techniques with social media, but there is one particular viral campaign that has taken off, and it's all to do with an image. Now, I don't know, you may not necessarily be a teenage girl, but I'm sure that you would have seen this viral campaign, and it's called Alex from Target. Now, Alex from Target initially started off with a girl talking about a good-looking guy in Target, and that was it. And then a few days later, it turned out that it was a marketing company behind it that started this whole thing, so it was actually all set up. So, what do you think? Has it worked? What do you think about the campaign, the service purpose? You guys, let it rip.
Well, the campaign itself, I mean, I don't want to say campaign because what it was a photo that went up of, little old Alex putting things in a grocery bag at Target, and then that got retweeted and it just went viral from there with this little, teen girl craze. And I think what you said about, Breaker.com whoever claims to have started this campaign, I don't think that's pretty legit because this is the type of campaign that it just happened. Like something went online, someone found it really funny or appealing, and it just went viral from there. And now this company's trying to sort of intercept him and say, "Oh, we've set it all up." And I have read, comments where both Alex and the girl who tweeted the original photo said it's not even. They have no association with this company, so I'm not sure where it really plays out. But I think the company may be trying to get in on the whole buzz of the campaign, but I'm not sure.
I think there's a couple of things we're going to learn about this. Yeah. One, it pays to have a baby face and look like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Two, it pays to be have fangirls for your brand because these girls know how to retweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, 40,000 tweets in just a couple of
hours. And for a cute-looking guy, and look,
from a couple of hundred followers to 500,000 followers.
Ridiculous. And an Ellen DeGeneres, whatever her name is, show. I think this guy has. I don't think anyone's won out of this besides the guy now. He's got a girlfriend that's not very popular at the moment. Target don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And we've got a company who's claiming something which I'm not sure if they should be claiming out of it.
Yeah.
And the only guy who's winning is this 16-year-old kid who also doesn't know what to do with himself anymore.
Well, I think he's won. He got auditions for modelling or for TV shows or something like that. So he might have a career out of that. But just on the technique, what Breaker has claimed is that it was a technique of using fan to fandom, and that they are trying to illustrate, and they said it went better than they expected. So we don't know how much of these claims are true, but that how brands can use teenage girls to create fans to fandom.
Yeah.
So Alex from Target was the whole example of that. I don't know how many brands can use teenage girls as a way to create this sort of viral effect.
Well, I think it's the fact of having teenage girls as customers does pay.
Yeah.
So if you're a brand out there or creating products for that space, there must be some legit. There's a way for you to
think about if you
make
put
money.
aside this claim from Breaker and you just think about the campaign itself, like you said, Alex has clearly won from this. He's got over 400,000 fans.
500,000 now. More than
Good bit of TV.
Yeah. I don't know. His girlfriend doesn't look that
happy. Somebody like Target can now take this opportunity and perhaps work out how they're getting involved in the marketing strategy, and also, Target is a brand associated with, daggy clothes and that kind of thing.
Well, not everybody says not.
Maybe they should make it their model.
This is their chance.
Ambassador
this
for
is
Target.
their chance for them to sort of rebrand, at least reposition themselves for the teenage girl market, I suppose.
Yeah.
They clearly obviously like Alex from Target. So
use the Alex checkout cute. Cute looking boy owl.
That's a good idea. Well,
we're not selling boys.
Here we go again. All right, so what we're saying here is that teenage girls can really push a social media campaign. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
I just think it's fascinating to watch how something as simple as a photo from a shop went online, and
Yeah.
within 24 hours this
Yeah.
person was being auditioned. So it's fascinating to see the kind of people that like teenage girls and what they can do on social media just
Yeah.
to push
Yeah.
something forward.
Look, if One Direction can have an album, there's surely enough proof out there that
yeah.
marketing to that generation, to that user group, is profitable.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get you down to Coles and take
Yeah.
I get thrown out.
Maybe we should try and make this show viral by tweeting it to teenage girls using Sean as a baby face.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. So now I do take your point that Target should really leverage this popularity, make them ambassador or something like that. And if they do nothing, then it would be a waste. But what I was wondering though, whether having a cute boy as a sales assistant, whether that will enhance their brand or not enhance their brand. Does it make any difference? Is it attracting the right target market?
I think they have to be careful. Obviously, they don't want to just switch their strategy to now have Alex be the face of their brand, but it's allowing them to enter a new market, like I said. So they can start introducing that strategy component and not really just work out how they want to work with Alex to promote Target to a different target audience, which is the younger sort of teenage girls and younger market.
All right.
And Target wasn't the first company to use good-looking. Yeah, well, if you
at Bondi Junction, it's called Target.
Target, exactly. If Target wasn't the first company to think about it, bars have been doing this for years. Now, bars have been putting good-looking blondes or good-looking girls with lots of busts to show around in short crop tops and going, "Would you like a drink?" I mean, there's only one answer to that, really. And so it's not uncommon. It's not a talked about practice.
Yeah.
And they have to be careful not to exploit it
Yeah.
because Alex is, I'm not sure how old he is, but he's
16,
definitely
15, 16.
younger than her.
Yeah.
And so I think there's obviously a whole bunch of legalities.
But Target's
that they
a
need
well-known
to be careful
company
around.
in cities around the world that uses younger generations of staffing to stock shelves. So they've got that audience working for them already.
Yeah.
It's a case of, and this is something we might talk about later, is how do you empower that 16-year-old workforce to be your social media ambassadors?
Yeah.
Well, their local stores already won. From the moment this went viral, the people have been flocking there to see Alex from Target. So surely they've got some good sales of that brand.
I bet he got a lot of shifts out of that. All right, so we'll wrap that up. Now, for the rating of this campaign, what do you guys think?
Is it a campaign though? I mean,
well, I said this whole thing and how it's being handled. And the outcome and whether business should adopt this technique. But let's call it fan to fandom technique using TV.
Yeah,
selling your staff, is that a good way? Oh.
I'm going to go with the star, not necessarily selling your staff, but just the idea of leveraging online to build something so quickly. Overnight success.
I like this for a star for one reason and one reason only. It wasn't a sell factor. All they did was showcase somebody, and they got someone to appreciate something in a nice way, and that someone just took it for nice comments and promoted it, and it got featured. So it wasn't a promotion, it wasn't a campaign, but what they did is they just someone said something nice about someone in the store, and that went viral. And here's a case where being nice, doing something just genuinely nice, had a good impact on someone's life, and I wish Alex all the best in life.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned to see what will happen to Alex from Target. Now, now we have our next technique. This is social media technique, which is actually becoming quite a big trending one for larger brands, particularly more popular in US, and it's coming out to Australia and some of the European countries. And it's called Employee Advocacy Program. And so what Employee Advocacy Program is about is that the brands basically push messages out onto the employee profiles with their permission, and it not necessarily just be about selling things, but it could be sharing articles, talking about certain things that's relevant. And I'll just give a little bit of a background. So the positive side for both the companies is that they have the employees who are trusted advocates of the brand, so that the information is almost like Alex from Target, that is going to friends and family, so then it just grows from there. and so the employees, followers, and fans get to see what's coming out there and pay more attention to it rather than social media ads. And for the employees, why it's good for them is because it enhances their profile, make them more knowledgeable and showcase their expertise without them having to spend time doing it. So, which is good for their career and their professional image. Now, so on this particular technique, tell us your view, what you think about it.
I think the goal is quite clear. Most of what we do is through word of mouth. Like the places I've been to, products I've bought, or through friends I know, and family, people recommendations, that sort of thing. So I can see the purpose of using employee advocacy to also get your brand out, because you're not only pushing a brand out, but you're pushing something out through the people who care about it the most.
Yeah.
Essentially, your employees work for you because they do give it fully.
Yeah.
And and so it's important for using these types, not using, but to involving these type of people to really help share that message out. And I think that gives it a stronger recommendation power. In terms of how it's executed, I think you have to be very careful. It's not something that you can force onto employees or really direct them to do, but it's something that you need them to participate in. Make sure that they feel trusted, they feel that they can, participate in control over it as well, and participate the way that they feel comfortable. So I think it's kind of a mixed reaction to, I guess, the program and how it's implemented. But overall, I can see the purpose of something like this. Yeah.
Okay, and Sean?
Yeah, look, what can you say? Finally, companies have gone through this wave. They started on social media. It's don't really want to be on social media. Don't have a Twitter account. Don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
They didn't allow employees to have Facebook accounts.
No, you can't. Don't mention the company. Don't talk about us.
Yeah.
We're going to hire a really expensive PR company to give you third-hand information. I mean, come on. Now they've gone through this process. They've gone, okay, now we're not going to do that anymore. Now you can tweet, but now you've got to really be careful what you tweet about. Oh, my God. Over-controlling companies. All I got to say is great. Finally, companies have got their jockstrap off and getting on with this. I think it's great. As you say, it requires education.
Yeah.
It requires leadership.
Yeah.
And it requires empowerment and trust.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the important fact. I think you can't just say, look, we want you to tweet about us, go nuts. It doesn't work that way. There's got to be a drive behind it. And I think the good thing about this at the end of the day is what companies have finally, or almost some companies have finally come to realize is that if a person is tweeting nasty things about you, you'd rather like to know about it so you can get rid of them, right? And
or do something about it.
Or do something about it. Basically, if someone doesn't want to say nice things about your company and doesn't want to promote you, then you don't want them in your business.
Yeah.
So
if your employees don't like what you do, you've got bigger problems.
Exactly. And I think the fact that empowering people at the most present time and location to tell the story behind your product or brand is a very powerful message and opportunity.
And do you know what I like about this program, and I'm actually giving my bit of and listening to what you guys have to say, is that the brands of the company have to trust their employees to share what's out there. The employees have to trust the companies and the brand, and their friends and followers are trusting the employees to know that they are sharing the right information. So it is a very positive approach of sharing social media, as long as, like you said, it's implemented well and there's no abuse going on messages being forced, employees didn't want to be into it and then they're being forced into it, or that there's some sort of pressure that they have to participate. So I think, sorry, go on.
No, sorry. And even with things like pressure to participate, I guess with the guidance, they can introduce a bit more of an interactive sort of component, whether it's gamification, start off with some champion advocates, people who actually really love doing this sort of thing, and then they can be the people who then help the other employees out and slowly build from there. It can be taken in steps. It doesn't have to be a company-wide program that starts with the button go.
Not everyone in the company will want to do it, but those who do, empower them to do them. And I think the role of marketing firms, and I know you guys are big advocates on this, but the role of marketing firms have changed from purely content creation or delivering third-hand news to allowing you giving companies the ability to share that news, or teaching them how to share, giving them the ways and means to be positive and
And
proactive.
the same applies for a company in itself. Your marketing part is not just the marketing person or department.
No.
It's everyone. The sales people, the floor people, anyone who interacts with any form of customer is essentially an arm of marketing. And
absolutely. And
that's where this comes
break down the silo. The guy from sales or guy from marketing can promote someone from sales, and the guy from sales can promote someone from marketing. And they're learning from each other and sharing each other's stuff. And I think that's where companies can come together in an online world.
And do you know, that is a very good point in how the employees are sharing information together and working together to create an informative outcome for the brand. And it actually doesn't stray too far away when you think about when employees wear uniform, when they wear the merchandise, when you pass on the merchandise that's completely branded by the company, that's also a brand advocate when you think about it, and that they have to behave quite well in terms of what they do. And social media is no different. It's just, so it's good to see that this is an emerging trend, and if we maybe make a comparison to the same thing of how employees wear company branded materials, customers and stuff, and the suppliers are given that, that's all the same thing. So now, rating wise,
why have companies taken so long to do this? I mean, so happy to give someone a T-shirt, but not give someone a Twitter handle. I mean, come on. So I think more companies that adopt this, the sooner the better, the more proactive you'll be, and I think your employees will be happier people as well. Be given a bit of a voice.
Yes.
And you're growing their digital profiles online.
Totally. I mean, look at Bunnings have done this through TV ads, and I think they've done it very well. But imagine if they could do that in a social media world.
That's actually quite true, because Bunnings do take
pride in their people.
Pride in their people. They're very well known for that sort of culture. Yeah. So I would like to see them, doing something like that.
I encourage companies with a big star to get on board and do it, and talk to marketing teams about how to manage it.
Like you're heading back from Alex from Target.
Yeah, mate.
But no, I agree. I think, great opportunity for businesses to get on board and do something like this, at least start, because a lot of resistance has already been had with social media. And, these things will change, and they need to start getting on board. So I think it's a great way to explore essentially all the marketing opportunities you have as a company.
2 stars?
Yeah.
Big stars.
Big stars? Okay, all right. Well, we're on a roll here. So now the last item that we're going to talk about, the last technique, is not so much a technique, it's actually a way of also sharing social media, and that's Google+, having a Google+ page. Now, I'll just also talk about a little bit of the background, is that, so you can have companies and people can have a Facebook page, a Twitter page, a LinkedIn company page, a LinkedIn group, and Google+ have been around for about 3 years, 2 years, it hasn't really taken off, but what has happened is that Google is now forcing that you rank a lot better if you have a Google+ page, so that companies do really need to take it seriously with that. Now, Google are also known of having certain initiatives that they put in place, and then it just bombed out because it didn't take off so well. Now, what do you guys think about this Google+ thing?
Well, congrats, because they recently celebrated their 3rd birthday, air quotes, because Google+ has been trying for so long, and they're still doing that, and Google themselves are probably over it as well, because they've been working on a lot of products, but now at big conferences and stuff, they rarely even talk about Google+, apart from the few integrations they've done. There's been a lot of backlash recently when they decided to merge it with YouTube comments, and and I used to love going on YouTube and having a look at some of the top rated comments, and that all went to the bin when Google+ integrated there. So I think Google+, I can see what they're trying to do, but obviously hasn't worked as a social network. They may as well start thinking about how they can utilize it for page ranks and that sort of thing. And I think as a business perspective, for people who have to use Google+ for page rank, have to use Google+ for other reasons, we have a lot of marketing automation technology which they can use, so they're not replicating efforts and they're not wasting resources on a social network that may never really take off, but still leveraging all the other components of Google that it does offer. So I don't even know what to say apart from that.
Wise words. Look, at the end of the day, I think the problem with Google is a culture problem. It's purely cultural. You're taking a big data company, a company that likes to create data platforms.
Yeah.
Maps, whatever it is, it's all data. Search engine, that's
They
all
want to be
data.
the source of all the information.
That's data. It's not a social platform. You're trying to take data people and create a social platform around it. The whole circles thing, beautiful. I do like it, right?
Really?
I do like it. I actually prefer Google Plus
Wow.
to Facebook. I'm a big
Well,
Google
sorry,
fan.
our mouse just dropped, not because.
But you're not going to change. People have adopted. They came in too late.
Yeah.
They fail too often within the social space. They don't have a culture for creating a social enterprise, not social, but a social environment online.
Yeah.
They're a data platform. And I think they've got to stick to being a data platform. And I think Google Plus is a great business place for data and information and resources and facilities. I think they've got to stick to that. I think when I go to my Google Plus page, I want to see all my Google apps.
Yeah.
I want to see Google reviews. I want to see business connections. I like circles, but I think it's got to be a business profiling, review, data heavy platform, and rather than a social platform.
And do you know that's really a good point, because the Google Plus, there are actually a lot of good features.
Great
that could
features.
Be used and things
Hangouts.
Like that.
Beautiful.
Yes, but it just hasn't taken off. And whether they go in late or not, it is a good point that they're just not very good at the social networks. So with Google Plus, do you think that they'll just hang in there and it will grow slowly, or the fact that people just are rejecting it?
I think it's just going to over time disappear, not disappear, but sort of dissolve into these other parts. You know, PageRank, Hangouts, and whatever it is. But it will retain its social atmosphere, but people won't be expecting people to be using it as a social network.
Yeah.
And it'll just become a sort of secondary thing to all the other Google products. That's what I think.
For sure, like things I post on my Google Plus, I don't know what I call it, page, rank better.
Yeah.
Totally. So like you've got to post on Google Plus.
Yeah.
I think Google just have to get better at making its search optimization in terms of you put a profile behind the content. The content can be rated given to your profile, and I think that's where they were going, but haven't quite gone there. And I think that they need to go back to this search and tie in search to profiles, to content, to those kind of matters.
Yeah.
Rather than being let's share cat photos like Facebook.
And so I guess this is what you're saying is that because by forcing the issue of people to rank better with Google Plus page, it still becomes a search engine optimization technique as opposed to a social media viral campaign, anything technique.
To me, it's a great business platform potentially, with all your resources, your content, your Gmail, all those kind of things in one platform, in one space. And I would prefer that, but that's probably me. What Google do with it, I don't think they even know yet still.
Well, it's still making video glasses, which hasn't quite taken off, and the car is on its way.
Yeah.
Or driverless car.
I think they're going to succeed quicker in their aging technology and helping people not die quicker than they are going to solve Google Plus.
Well, they've done reasonably well with Google Glass as opposed to something like Google Plus.
Yeah.
So I think tech-wise they can definitely be very innovative, but I think in the social space they might need to just work on their differentiation. You look at Twitter, you look at LinkedIn. There's so many differences that they offer, and Google Plus tends to sit around all of them and not really have its own edge.
Yeah.
No, and Google did try to buy Facebook, thinking that could be their answer, and then when that didn't happen, I guess they quickly tried to find something. And
they bought a couple others which were like Twitter orientated social networks, and all those died. And stop trying to be something you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
be authentic.
Be who you are, man. Like, I like you still. Like, embrace it.
We still love you, Google Plus.
There you go, Google Plus.
But no one ever goes
as a
there.
second.
So the tip is have the Google Plus page. It's important as part of your business.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily important
Automate
as part
as
of your
much of it as you can.
social media campaign, and don't put in extra effort. If you're posting something on Facebook or LinkedIn and Twitter, make sure you add Google Plus to it. Adds the same effort. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
it.
Now, it'll be interesting. So what's the vote on this? Because I'm getting a mixed feeling here.
Look, it's definitely a poo from my side in terms of execution and being a social network. If that's what it comes down to,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But in terms of will Google Plus stay around? Yes. But I think what it'll be and how it will act will be a different kettle of fish in the future. And I hope they don't get rid of it. I just think they need to change the way that we utilize it.
Okay, and pass?
Pretty much what he said.
Boom,
Yeah.
and that.
It'd be interesting to hear what the audience thinks about
Yeah.
this and how they use Google Plus and any of the other
In the
platforms.
comments.
Yeah, actually, we would like to hear your comments and post some comments and tell us what you think about any of the 3 techniques. In particular, it would be good to see some Google Plus comments on YouTube pages. So I guess,
Ironically.
Yeah.
I know. So I guess this is it. This is the end of our show. We really appreciate you joining and listening to us ramble for the last 20 minutes. No, I hope you're getting as much as you are getting out of this with the techniques and the learnings from social media. What we get our content from, and in terms of searching of the articles and campaigns, we use the new social link, which you'll see on the YouTube page, and don't forget to subscribe.